Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody out there? What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I almost came in without any mistakes, without having my mic muted, but it was still muted. One day I will get it right. But how y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Coming to you the first Sunday of the month, May. This year is going by fast. We are way out of 2020. We are well into 2021. Where I'm at right now in Dallas, Texas, the weather is quite nice. The sun is out. It's hot outside. I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling good too. Man, not even 3 minutes in, and we already got 24, 25 people in the chat. Thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate you being here today. And just want to welcome you guys to the show, the Movie News Roundup Show. Thank you so much for tuning in this Sunday. Like I said, May the 2nd of 2021. If you are curious on what we will be talking about today, everything is down in the description box. All the links and the articles and all that good stuff. So you guys can go check that out at your leisure. Coming to you live today on YouTube at Just My Opinion Reviews. Also at Twitch at Just My Opinion Reviews and Facebook.com/Just My Opinion. And of course, you can follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Just My Opinion 84. And as you can see right now, I am rolling solo in the mix right now. Don't know if my guests will be popping in or out. I did speak with Mr. Lamont, and he will be either extremely late or I'll just have to catch him next time. And, you know, that's all good because, you know, people have things to do. People be tired and people be busy trying to get the bag, trying to get these gains, trying to get everything. And so sorry I missed you guys last week, you know, but of course that was the Oscars, and I wanted to tune into that. And I was asleep for a majority of it. Unfortunately, just things just did not line up the way I wanted to, but I did catch a lot of the aftermath, you know, and with that, and 2020 was just a wacky year across the board, and it wasn't many movies to come out anyway. I don't even think they should have had an Oscar ceremony, but they did anyway, and it was what it was. And so you know, but I'm here now for, I think this is Movie News Roundup show number 14, you know, so or 15. I may need to get that number correct as far as how many movie news shows you know this is. Hopefully I can get to 20 and then 50 and 100 and then a million. That would be cool. But I got 36 people in the chat right now, and I want to thank all 36 of you. I really do appreciate it. But I only have I have 20 likes. So if I can go ahead and get just some more thumbs up, some more likes, that will really help a brother out. If you like my show, if you like me, if you like my content and you want to support for free, just give me the thumbs up button. What does that do? Well, it lets the YouTube algorithm know, like, oh man, everybody that's doing this, watching this live right now, they're liking it. You know, they're giving it thumbs up, you know, and so I guess this is a good video. So let me push this video out to all the YouTube peoples in the world so they can get a lot of this Movie News Roundup show. And we got the Wakandan Forever in the house. Hey, how you doing, Wakandan Forever? Support Gaming 2020. What's going on? How you doing? How y'all doing? And you was in the chat early, both of y'all. Like it was like an hour before I hit the live button. Y'all like, what's up? Hey, what's going on? So I love it, man. I like, yeah. This started at 6:30 p.m. CST. Wakanda Forever was here well before an hour. You know, I'm pretty sure you was doing other things, you know. Oh, this is your first time watching live too? Well, hey, man. Well, man, woman, whatever. I don't know. You could, I don't know. The Wakanda Forever. I'm not sure. But y'all got to put that up on the screen. First time watching live. Well, thank you, man. I do appreciate you being here. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. We got Robert Reed in the building. Good evening, guys. How are the wonderful people of the chat? I hope everybody's doing well. Nathan Moore, what's going on, man? How you doing? What's up, B. Avery? Nathan Moore, y'all. This is the producer of Marvel Studios. I'm just teasing. I think he knows that. But you know, if you did not know, one of the main producers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU over at Marvel Studios Disney, is named Nathan Moore. He was one of the producers for the Black Panther film. So, and just a little jokey joke there. I'm getting that feeling that I get when I'm in the theater and the last trailer goes of and the movie comes on. I'm getting that feeling that I get when in theaters and the last trailer goes off and I think you meant off. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that if I understand you correctly. Camilla Jackson, hello, how you doing? What's going on? Mooch in the building. What's up? Just my opinion, be Avery, red, black, and green, red, black, and green, red, black, and green. How are you doing, my sister? Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Hey, what's going on, Zia Latrice? Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's up? I see that's an updated picture right there. You know what I'm saying? Looking good, looking fresh, you know? What's up, Mary Charisse? Hey, how you doing? I saw that you was in the chat yesterday when I was on Elliot's channel talking about Invincible episode 8. And you gave me a nice shout out just saying that, hey, you know, when I was talking about my movie news show, like, you know, hey, he has a really good show, guys. So I really do appreciate you putting out the positive vibes like that. So thank you very much, Mary Charisse. I do appreciate that. And let's see who else we got in the building. This is my show already. That's still funny when I think about it. Okay, y'all talking amongst yourselves or whatever. So, but yeah, the Wakanda Forever. You said this is your first time being in the live, and so I really do appreciate that. So, okay, we got Strictly Starlight in the building. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Coming all the way from the UK. Yeah, UK brothers and sisters in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And Nicole CNC, hello. How are you doing? And so, guys, and Wakanda Forever, since it's your first time, I usually kind of just chit chat as I'm doing now, hollering at people in the live for about the first 10 minutes or about until we get 30 people in the live. We well over that. We got 62 people in the box right now. So that's what's up. But hold on, guys. Only got 27 likes, you know? Go ahead and give your brother the thumbs up, man. Let's get that ratio right. You know? And so, yeah, I just kind of chit chat for about the first 10 minutes, and I guess I can get started here in a little bit or until, you know, a guest or two pops up. But again, guys, I have all of the topics down in the description box if you want to click those and read along or just read at your own leisure. Everything will be there. Everything will be there, and whether you are watching live or on the replay, I really do appreciate all of you guys' love and support. And so I really do. And we're going to get started here in just a second. Miss Marvel is going to eat y'all. Just so you know, get ready. I don't even know what that's about, Jordan Efron, but I guess we'll talk about it in a little bit. D Weave is in the building, and also Wakanda Forever. Right on, loving the chat. Well, cool. Well, guys, I don't want to keep you guys waiting because you guys are here. You know, you guys know what time it is, and hey, if I'm rolling solo, I'm rolling solo. But if my guests come in, my guests come in. So again, guys, let me go ahead and bring this back up. Let me go ahead and get all of this ready. And of course, super chat if you like. But again, guys, I want to thank you so much. I'm going to just call this number 14 for tuning in to the movie news roundup show number 14. We got some Miss Marvel news. We got some HBO Max news. We got some Ironheart, Black Panther. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to be talking about, and I'm super duper excited about it. And again, if you're curious to what we will be talking about, there is links to those respective articles down in the description box below. But let me go ahead and move on over to the first topic of the day. And I have the report right here. And this is, it's a new price for HBO Max. A new price for HBO Max. It was coming in at $14.99. Is the price going up? Is the price going down? But let's just talk about it real quick. Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Here is a small icebreaker. Support Black content creators. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and grab this real quick.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. I'll count you up before you.
Zia Latrice for the $4.99 super chat. Here's a small icebreaker. Support Black content creators. Again, Zia Latrice, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You are one of the most loyal people out there, and I do appreciate everything you do. So thank you so much for the super chat. And I don't like that background. Let me change that background. Y'all like that background better? Or what about this one right here? Okay, so we have the report right here. It says Warner Media plans to charge $9.99 per month for ad-supported HBO Max. So that's great, right, guys? Instead of paying $14.99, you're only going to be paying $9.99. So I think that's pretty dope right there. But what are the stipulations? What is the catch? You know, what are the pros and cons? So let's just talk about that real quick. And let me go ahead and bring this up right here, just so y'all can get a better idea of what's going on. It says that HBO Max will charge $9.99 per month for its advertising-supported streaming service, which will launch in June, sources say. HBO Max's ad-free version cost $14.99 and debuted in May of 2020 last year, and pay TV distributors are displeased with the lower-cost product but are prepared to market it to non-HBO customers and broad-only subscribers. So the consumers, which is us, the people paying for this, we may be very happy about this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cheaper. But you know, as the article just stated, there are some people that are quite upset about this. So as I'm going through this, I want to hear from you guys. You know, how do y'all feel about this? You know, would you be willing to pay? Or I mean, like, how do you feel about ads? That's what I want to know. Do you not, you know, are you willing to pay the $14.99? The more expensive tier, so you don't have to pay for ads at all. You can just watch whatever programming you want from beginning to end. Or is that just a little bit too expensive? Because I know that all these bundles and streaming services are adding up. And so because $5, that's a complete, depending on the service, that's a completely different streaming service. You know what I'm saying? I think Peacock is about $4.99. But we'll just, you know, I mean, so like, what are you willing to do? Or, you know, let's see, the Zia Latrice said, I don't really want ads, but I'm sure this will help out some subscribers. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. And oh, thank you very much. You say you're very welcome. Thank you. And Clay D says, I don't want no ads. Okay, so there's 2 in a row. Keep what I have, no ads. So you guys sounding like y'all are willing to pay the $14.99 instead of the $9.99, so you won't have to get any ads. Let's see here. The Wakanda Forever. My first time watching live. I watch your replay videos during the week. Anybody talking Black Panther, and I am there. I'll start checking you guys out now. I love the show Wakanda Forever already, and that story is going to be the end. That's going to be the last story for the day. And so, dear Condelia says, I don't have an issue with ads. And Zia Latrice, I'm okay with the $14.99. I watch HBO Max often. Cool. Okay, well, let me go ahead and bring in my first guest of the day. Ooh, I'm loving this background. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. Y'all can't see it, but he coming in with that fire. Love this guy right here. You know, very spirited, very great personality. I love everything about him. Coming from the East Side, my man, the living legend Larry, with Today I Feel Like. How are you doing, my brother? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to cool it down. I was having some technical issues trying to get up on here. So
oh really?
you just get under your blood. They get you're supposed to work.
Right, man. I've been having issues with my YouTube all day, man. Like the Invincible episode 8 that we did yesterday, it's been stuck in processing since like 10 this morning. and so I had to like re-upload. Yeah, I had to re-upload it, and it's not even being monetized right now. But I don't want to, growing pains, man. It's crazy. But thank you for being here, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, I love the background. And did you have a good day today? I know we talked yesterday, but did you have a good day today?
Yeah, man, it's been pretty chill. I mean, I got up early this morning, like about I got up about 5 something this morning and went over to one of my favorite donut shops and bought some donuts for my wife and my niece and sister-in-law. And yeah, after that, just pretty much just chilling.
Cool.
So, how about you?
Man, pretty good, man. Other than that little hiccup I just stated, everything is good. I just finished literally getting ready for the show like 5 minutes before. I'm always cutting it down to the wire, but that's okay. We're here in full effect. But you're right on time, Larry, because we're still on the first topic, man. And that's Warner Media is planning to charge $9.99 per month for ad-supported HBO Max.
$9.99.
Yeah,
just like Herman Cain.
Yeah, and I was I was hollering at some people in the chat, like Zia Latrice. She's saying that she's cool with the $14.99. Mia Sharice was Sharice was saying, I live with ads. I'm a cheapo. I don't like commercials, so I will stick with the tier I already have. So how are you feeling about this, my brother? And let me just go ahead and bring this up real quick. Just a brief rundown of HBO Max will charge $9.99 per month for its advertising supported services. And at the bottom there, it says some TV distributors are displeased with this plan right here. So how are you feeling about this? Or are you are you going to stick with the $14.99 or $9.99? How you feeling about all that?
I'll tell you, I wouldn't do the $9.99. I currently get it for free because I have cable, and with HBO, I get the HBO Max for free anyways. It's just it's one of those things that's included when you have HBO as a cable subscriber. But I honestly would not get the $9.99 because it doesn't come with the first run movies. Like all of the day and date movies that they announced for 2021, you're not going to get those. And even though I know that a lot of these producers are all pissed off saying, oh, this is terrible how they did that, they didn't ask us, I'm almost willing to guarantee you in 2022, you're going to see a lot of the same thing. You're going to see a lot of these movies that maybe they thought were going to theaters are going to go straight to streaming, and they're going to be like, oh, well, deal with it. Because I still don't think the theater is going to be fully open in 2022. And I think that HBO Max, HBO, Warner Brothers, they're interested in growing their streaming service. I mean, we can see all the moves they're making. They're up here, they're up here bringing these first run movies to the streaming service. Now they're creating a second tier to try and bring in more people. I don't see them backpedaling on trying to get more people on the streaming service, which means in 2022 they're going to bring in more day and date movies, which means you're going to want to be at that $14.99 price point so that you can get those.
Right on. And
because if they don't have the day and date movies, why do you stick with the $14.99 moving forward?
Exactly. Exactly. I agree 100%. Also, just something you were saying about how many subscribers they're trying to grow. Again, guys, the article is down in the description box below. Why won't this highlight? I don't know why I can't highlight this with my cursor. But it says right here, HBO Max. That is so weird. It won't. I can't highlight. See, I don't know what. Hold on. It says HBO Max and HBO Max and HBO to have between 120 million and 150 million subscribers by 2025. So, of course, they are in this for the long run. But I am agreeing with you wholeheartedly, man. I would stick with the $14.99 too, because you just get a better deal. But let me go ahead and bring up this first quote here as well from John Stankey, who is the CEO of AT&T, the big dog at top. He says, whether a customer chooses to buy the ad-supported product or buy the straight-up subscription product, it's accretive in the same ways to our business, Stankey said. Giving consumers the choice of which version of HBO Max they prefer is a strength and by no means an admission of something didn't work out the right way. It's always been the plan, he added. I don't know about that comment talking about, things didn't work out the right way, but let me go ahead and grab this super chat real quick before I almost forgot about it.
I like
Thank
that
you so
screen
much.
name.
Yeah, I do too.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay.
The Wakanda Forever, $5. Thank you for welcoming me. I've been loving the show Wakanda Forever, and thank you for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. We really do appreciate it as well. And so with me just paying attention to everybody in the chat, everybody seemed like they don't want ads. Are the ads before you watch or during? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think it's during. I think it's during.
It's probably going to be both. It's probably going to be a lot like Hulu.
And I don't even. I have Hulu with my Disney bundle, but I don't watch it.
I canceled my Hulu because I just wasn't using it.
Oh yeah. Same here. I mean, I thought about getting it. I was like, you know what? I mean, it's part of the bundle with Disney. I mean, it's still extremely cheap. And when I was trying to watch some Oscar movies, that was Hulu was able to help me out with that as well. And so, I don't know. I don't know. And so
I thought about it because I was like, I think I was planning on watching No Man Land, and I still haven't. I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna watch what is that? What's the Maids one? Something Maids. The Handmaid's Tale. I keep saying I'm gonna watch that. I never get around to it. I guess it's like when you see all the hype about it, you're like, I'm gonna watch that, and then you don't get to it, and you keep saying I'm gonna get to it, and then you realize. I guess I'm just not that interested in it, so I need to just stop faking it and telling myself I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it,
Right.
And after a while, I just realized I'm not using Hulu, and I was paying for it every month, so I just cut it off. I was like, I'll get it again on Black Friday, like I've done every year. Like they come up on Black Friday with some of these deals where you get it for like 99 cents a month or $1.99 a month, and you just have to pay for the whole year. And they think they're being slick, like, oh, you can't do this if you've already had it. I was like, different email address, bling, done.
Already. Well, let me go ahead and bring in guest number 2 and 3 at the same time. Coming from Louisiana, does movie reviews, trailer action, talks about entertainment news, the king of anime, and that's Mr. OneTakeBigDog. How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
What's going on? I'm trying to wake up. I'm trying to wake up.
Already. I'm not mad at you. And also, let me go ahead and bring in guest number 3, coming from the great state of Missouri, does movie reviews, trailer action, entertainment news as well, and that is Mr. Elliot with Movie Files. How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good. And guys, we're still on the first topic right here, and I'm gonna come to you, OneTakeBigDog, just to see how you feel about this, and then I'm coming to you, Elliot, and that is Warner Media HBO Max plans come out with a new tier for $9.99 for ad-supported HBO Max. And so pretty much everybody in the chat was like, screw ads. I don't like ads. I'll go ahead and pay the $14.99. It's the better deal.
What person said they were cheap though? Yeah, somebody said, I'm cheap, I'll take the ads.
Yeah, that was Mary Sharice. That was Mary Sharice. But how you feeling about this? You gonna stick with the $14.99 or you gonna go to the $9.99? How you feeling about this?
I'm gonna stick with the $14.99 because if I wanted to get like the ads and stuff, I'd go ahead and get like a whole different program to where I get like a bundle and stuff. But like now, I'm just gonna stick with the $14.99. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. I won't stream it, so I don't have to deal with like commercials and stuff. So.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Elliot, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, I guess, different because we're normally used to seeing the news that Netflix, the price is going up, Disney's going up, but you never really see like they normally have the cheaper deals up front versus kind of retroactively going back for a cheaper price. So to me, it just screams again that HBO is kind of in that same boat where the numbers aren't really where they want it to be. So like they're giving another option for people to be able to join in to watch all these movies and shows. So I have $14.99. I've been doing that for like the last 5 years. I had HBO Go at one point because I haven't had cable in probably over a decade. So I'm just going to stick with my plan. But for me, it just seems like HBO's wanting more people to get back on the service. So they're like, hey, let's throw in a cheaper price, even with the ads. I mean, we might get a $6.99 in a couple of years, depending on how the numbers work. Because right now, like I said, compared to Disney, Netflix, and a couple other big services, Amazon, HBO ain't looking that great as far as the subscriptions they were hoping to get.
Right.
Let me ask you, would you guys go for a Netflix with ads?
No.
would.
No, I've had it. I've had it too long, and
Yeah.
that would just be weird for
Yeah,
me.
it'll feel odd to me.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't think I can go backward like that, but maybe we'll see. But let's go ahead and move on to the second topic of the day. And I'm really curious on how you guys feel about this. And I'm realizing I don't even have the. Oh, yes, I do. Let me scroll up here. But moving on to the second topic of the day, it has to do with comic book characters, something that we are all a fan of right there. And it looks like we got some new photos coming from Miss Marvel, the latest Disney Plus show that's going to be popping up sometime next year. And I have the report right here from comicbook.com. It says Miss Marvel's set photos reveal Kamala Khan's for costume. And again, guys, I have the full article down below if you guys want to read, if you guys want to check that out. But I'm really curious to see, how you guys feel about this costume right now. But here it is right here. Here's the full costume right now. And this is being fulfilled by Eman Villaney. And if I did pronounce your name incorrectly, ma'am, I do apologize. And so I'm going to come to you next, Mr. OneTakeBigDog. Yes, I'm coming to you, man. How are you feeling about I guess this casting, Miss Marvel? And just let me read this real quick. For those unfamiliar, Miss Marvel is the story of Kamala Khan, a Muslim teenager who is arguably Captain Marvel's biggest fan and eventually becomes a hero herself after her inhuman powers give her the ability to shapeshift. She can grow to massive size and also manipulate her arms and legs into different sizes, independent of her overall size, which leads her to create the embiggen catchphrase. Actually, I'm gonna go first before you want to take Big Dog. If you don't mind, sir.
Go ahead, brother.
This is okay. It looks like the comic book character, it does. But I have to be honest with you guys. I'm just not excited about this Disney Plus show. I don't have anything against Miss Marvel. She's never done anything to me, but it's just a character that has never excited me. And on the few Disney Plus Marvel TV shows, cartoons, whatever, every time I've seen the character pop up, I just haven't been a fan, because she's like a big fangirl, like, oh my God, Captain Marvel, I want to be a superhero. Yada, yada, yada. It's like, I understand that she's a teenager, but it's just, it's not doing anything for me. However,
Behavior, how old are you?
I'm 36.
See, this is a sign that you're getting older. That's when they start producing shows that are outside of your demographic.
But Spider-Man, he's a teenager as well, and I love him. So, I don't know, but there have been characters in the comics that I haven't cared for. But when I saw them in the movies, when I saw them in other forms, I started to like them. Like, Black Widow was one example. I never really cared for Black Widow until the MCU. And so now I'm coming to you, Big Dog. How you feeling about all this, man? How you feeling?
It's a little bit tricky for me, just because I know nothing about the character other than the stuff that I've read. I haven't seen her in anything. I already said, like, my Marvel knowledge isn't as vast as y'all, and so some of these lesser known characters I'm not really huge on. And then, like, she's a super fan of, like, Captain Marvel, which I'm also not a big fan of. So it's not necessarily something I can say I'm just looking forward to. But the whole the behind the scenes photos, I'm not really gonna look too deep into that, because I've seen like some behind the scenes set photos or stuff that look bad. Then we actually see it on screen, it looks a little bit better. I think the biggest thing I'm gonna have to look forward to is, like, I have to look forward to the character and how they pull it off, because the way you're describing her kind of like describes like another one I think you've seen My Hero Academia. It kind of feels like Deku and All Might. So
yeah.
That is cool with me, because like Deku's my favorite character, so I probably wouldn't mind it if they can pull it off to where it's not annoying in the show, and it's just like, she wants to embody what Captain Marvel embodies, and like that hero, that person that people can look to, that time of fear. If it can do that, then yeah, I'll be all good with it. But like right now, I have nothing.
I feel you, man, and I like the comparison because that's actually kind of quote. That's actually kind of close. Deku and All Might, and I fell behind. I think I'm still on season 4 or something like that. But Deku, he is a fanboy, for All Might or whatever. And it's not even that annoying, but like Larry, we were talking about, they got all these cartoon Marvel shows on Disney Plus. I got 1,000 of them, and every time she pops up, I'm like, sit your ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. But Elliot, I'm coming to you next, man. How are you feeling about the costume, and also how are you feeling about the casting? Because also this is the first time that this character, she doesn't have a filmography. Like, this is it.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
it's her first big break. Yeah.
Yeah. Her first big break. So how you feeling about all this, man?
Yeah. I mean, to that casting point, I know that they mentioned when they casted her that they went through like thousands of girls in that age group, and she stood out. She was the character. She spoke to the character. She was the best person for the job. So this is, phase 1 type of casting. Chris Hemsworth, obviously had his Star Trek appearance, but no one knew who he was before he played Thor. So this can be another kind of Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans type of a situation where we fall in love with the character after we get to know her in the 6th episode and then seeing her in Captain Marvel 2. But in regards to my knowledge with the character, I know that she's fairly new in the MCU comics. I think she's only like 7 years old. 2014 was her first appearance. And I think the cultural impact of the character being a Pakistani American and all the stories that kind of go with her and religion, being a superhero and all that different stuff is probably something they're going to tackle within the show, which we see what they're doing with WandaVision dealing with grief. We had Falcon and Winter Soldier dealing with racism in America, and then dealing into a Pakistani American, what that looks like, the first Muslim character in the MCU, or I should say in the comics. So I think it's going to have that type of impact that we might have seen with a Black Panther, with the Captain Marvel first female-led MCU film. So I think it's going to have that impact. And as far as the character goes, going back to like the comparisons of Spider-Man, this kind of reminiscence of Spider-Man looking up to Iron Man. So we'll see if she gravitates towards, whether it be Carol Danvers, or if she gravitates towards Monica Rambeau, because that's the 3 package right there. They're all 3 going to be in her film. So it'll be interesting to see if we see her make an appearance in her show. But I'm interested into it. I mean, this is more the kid-friendly route with Disney. This is kind of a Disney special that we used to get back in the 90s and all those shows they came with. But I'm hoping that this is a hit surprise and surprise us all with the the impact of the character and her special powers. And you mentioned she's an Inhuman. Maybe they make her into a mutant potentially in her powers and introducing that side to the MCU. So right on. Marvel. Sign me up. I'll check it out.
And before I come to you, Larry, I just got to clarify something. Because I probably came across negative at the very beginning of this. I'm very happy for all of my Muslim brothers and sisters. If y'all are getting, if y'all accept this version of representation, if you're happy with it, I'm happy with it. I'm just also happy for brown people around the world that y'all are getting, some representation. I'm not just saying like, oh, this is like shove it down your face. It could be off. I don't know, because I'm not in your skin. But from the surface, I am happy for you guys, because I feel that everybody should be represented in as many ways as possible. Larry, coming to you, man. How you feeling about all this and the costume too?
I'm gonna as far as the costume, I'm gonna have to say I actually like it, and even though it's not the most provocative costume or anything, it's very, very appropriate because she's a teenager and she's Muslim. So you want to have something that, like, you can see it's sort of form-fitting, so it shows her curves, it shows her breast line, all that stuff, but it's not in such a way that it's over-sexualized, and she has full coverage. You can see that it goes all the way down. Her arms are covered. I mean, it really does. I mean, as far as I can tell from living here in the U.S., most Muslim girls and women don't cover their hair. Now, there are a lot that do, but most of them do not. So for her to be uncovered with the hair is perfectly fine. But I do notice that oftentimes Muslim women do dress, even though they may wear clothes that are like very form-fitting. They may wear, form-fitting jeans and tops. They still are fully covered. I don't see them all the time with their bellies out and deep cleavage and all the other stuff. So I feel like this costume is following along in that sort of same mindset where it's full coverage, but it's still sort of like form-fitting enough where like a young teenage girl might be coming into her own femininity, her own sexuality, and she maybe wants something a little bit tighter, but still enough to cover up. And so I like it. I think it's appropriate for not just for her age, but for her religion. And
I have to agree with both of you. Oh, go ahead. My fault.
No, go.
Oh, I agree with you, Larry, and none of your business. Larry making a good point about the costume. Hated it until he made it make sense. And you did, bro. Like, I'm more enthused now because of your comment. Because I didn't even think about, like, you know, the Muslim culture and covering up the body and stuff like that. And that is what the costume is doing exactly. So very, very good point.
And also, Larry, too, I think this is her second costume in the show, because I don't know if you guys remember that Disney Expo thing that they showed a clip of her. Her first costume was more reminiscent to Captain Marvel's costume to kind of emulate what she looked like, because again, she's a super fan. So this is probably just like WandaVision, just like Falcon and Winter Soldier, her second iteration of her own costume that kind of represents her religion, what she feels, and being her own superhero, and obviously following the footsteps in the Captain Marvel. So I think this might be her second costume in the season.
Hey,
right. Well, I feel like they give the women in Marvel, and don't get me wrong, it may sound terrible, but I feel like they give them a little more respect, and they're in their bodies in a sense, or they're not so revealing. Like we've talked, you and I have talked about this with Wonder Woman, especially when 1984 came out. I said I felt like they were showing too much booty meat. Like there were a number of instances where I was seeing cheeks coming out of the back of her costume. I feel like Wonder Woman's costume, and maybe it's reminiscent to the comics, but I think it's very sexualized. It's very short, the bustier, the high heels. It's very much of what some man at some point, how he wanted to see a female superhero, which is fine. She's hot, she is, and she looks great in it, but I'm not sure you want to see a teenage girl. Like I wouldn't, I don't have any kids, but I don't want to see my teenage daughter dressed like Wonder Woman like that. You know,
I couldn't agree more. I think Marvel is,
and all the women look like that. Better. Yeah, all of them. I mean, it's not like they don't put them in tight stuff that's form fitting, but it's not all super revealing. Like you look at like Black Widow covered up. You know, you look at Captain Marvel covered up. You know. All the X-Men covered up. So
right on. Well, cool, man. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. And let's go ahead and move on to topic number 3. Got some more comic book stuff, and I'm excited to talk about it. And looks like we got some new casting, but not in Marvel, but in the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe. And I'm really happy to talk about this, especially I want to hear from Elia. I really want to hear from OneTakeBigDog or whatever, because I know he's a DC head. But I have the report right here from Deadline. It says Finn Wittrock to headline Green Lantern HBO Max series as Guy Gardner. And I let Larry and a couple other people know kind of how I felt about this early on in the week. I will say my opinion on that. But I'm going to come to you next, Elliot. How are you feeling about this casting with Finn Wittrock? How are you feeling about a Green Lantern HBO series? And also, are you familiar with the Guy Gardner Green Lantern opposed to, Hal Jordan and the other ones that most people are more familiar with?
Yeah, Guy Gardner, I'm not as too familiar with him with Hal Jordan, and obviously what we get with Kyle, and which I think they're doing with Jon Stewart is going to actually have him in the films. But from what I remember from Kyle's story, I say Guy's story, it's pretty complicated. And being a DC fan, they dive into the multiverse with him. 2 rings went out. One went to Hal Jordan, one went to him. He didn't want to be the Lantern at first, and he came back into it. And I think most of his story takes place like in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, and he kind of comes into the present time. So we'll see what they do, because the word around town is that this series may or may not be kind of an anthology series that kind of focuses on the 40s, I believe, with Alan Scott. Then it transitions to the 80s with Guy's character, and then goes into the present day with maybe Jessica Cruz, and then we might get a Hal Jordan, and then that leads into an actual Green Lantern movie led by Jon Stewart. So we'll see what comes with this character in regards to how they're going to handle the show. But as far as his actor goes, the only thing I know him from, not necessarily in films, even though I've seen him like supporting cast every now and then, but I know he's heavily involved in American Horror Story, Ryan Murphy casting in regards to American Horror Story, American History Story. He does a lot of those TV show stuff. He was just recently in Ratchet with Sarah Paulson's character with Nurse Ratchet. So he's a fine actor. I think he's capable of handling a job. He doesn't really have that much. I've never seen him as like a superhero charisma from what I'm seeing in American Horror stuff, because he's normally playing like a bad guy or a villain or someone always up to something. So he's going to have to sell me on the charm and the charisma of being like an actual superhero. But we'll see. The thing that gets me the most nervous about this whole series in its entirety is that my man from the CW stuff is like one of the head writers and one of the head producers of the show, whose name is slipping right now, Greg Berlanti. First few seasons of Arrow were fantastic. Same with the Flash, but then you start throwing in the Supergirls of the world and all the stuff that just kind of, it's got repetitive. And CW, to me, I haven't watched a CW show in so long because I just don't like their narratives and the way the acting and the stories and all that. So that gets me a little bit nervous. But hopefully, this isn't CW. This is HBO Max, higher budget, maybe a little bit more mature stuff that they can bring into the show. So fingers crossed, man, because I've been waiting for a good Green Lantern interpretation, because Ryan Reynolds 10 years ago was not it for me. And, we were kind of cut short with an appearance from a Lantern from Zack Snyderverse. But fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Right on. Before I come to you, OneTakeBigDog, I just want to go through this. Like you were saying, Elliot Woodchuck has earned 2 Emmy nominations for American Horror Story, Freak Show, and Versace, American Crime Story. He is joining the Berlanti TV universe after working exclusively in series for the past 7 years with another mega TV producer, Ryan Murphy. Woodchuck has done multiple installments of American Horror Story, including the upcoming 10th season, which he recently wrapped, as well as Versace and Ratch, which has been renewed for a 2nd season. And that's just a little bit more about the actor right there. But coming to you, OneTakeBigDog, how are you feeling about the casting? How are you feeling about the HBO Max series for Green Lantern Corps, and just also Guy Gardner? This is the first casting we've gotten for Green Lantern. How are you feeling about just Guy Gardner? Yeah, Guy Gardner as well.
Oh yeah, I think I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of all over the place on this one. I don't know too much about this guy as an actor. I've seen like his filmography and stuff, and I've seen quite a few movies that he and TV shows that he's been in, but I just don't necessarily I don't remember him necessarily sticking out to me. And that's kind of what like Guy Gardner did. Like Guy Gardner is a character like that sticks out, and for a lot of like DC fans, like it's either a hit or miss. Like they either love him or they just absolutely hate him. So I don't necessarily know how they're gonna like pull that whole thing off with him. And I'm kind of with like Elliot. I get the whole Greg Berlanti and the Arrowverse stuff, and I get like the words there, because like me personally, I absolutely love those shows. I love what they're doing with like Superman and Lois. Like I said, the first few seasons of Flash, Arrow. But I'm kind of looking this on in the realm of kind of sort of what they did with like DC Universe. And I'm hoping they take that route, like what they did with like Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, and Stargirl. Not necessarily Tyson, because I kind of feel like they missed a lot on Tyson. But for those other 3 shows, I like the maturity that they had, and I like the stories that they told within all 3 of those, because those 3 are like probably some of the best DC live action shows in my opinion. So if they can get, there's so much you can do with like the Green Lantern story. On HBO, especially on HBO, I just kind of feel I just don't want them to try to go like too over the top, too early, and kind of like blow it. Because if I honestly feel like if you go too over the top early on with this and you don't nail this character the right way, it's gonna completely shut everything off from anything else people want to see done with like Green Lantern. And I also hope they don't do like a CGI type suit. I need like actual like suit. And just like maybe like have it shine or something, but no CGI suits.
Yeah, let me jump in here. This right here says, see, I can highlight now. Written by Greg Berlanti and Mark Guggenheim and Seth Grahame-Smith, Green Lantern reinvents the classic DC property through a story spanning decades and galaxies, beginning on Earth in 1941 with the very first Green Lantern, secretly gay FBI agent Alan Scott, in 1984 with cocky alpha male Guy Gardner and half alien Bree Jarder. They will be joined by a multitude of other lanterns from comic book favorites, never before seen heroes. Now, just real quick, about how like I love the Green Lantern. Well, I ain't read the comics, but just the story and the lore of Green Lantern, I think that's cool as hell. However, I'm not excited about this because I have never been a fan of Guy Gardner. I don't know much about him, but the little bit that I do know, I've never liked him. He's always been kind of a dick character. And so if you know the lore of Green Lantern, those are supposed to be good people that get the power, the ring or whatever. You know what I'm saying? John Stewart, Hal Jordan, those are good people. They are worthy. It's kind of like how Mjolnir works in Marvel. Like, are you worthy or not? But kind of in the same vein. So I just never understood like how he got the ring, the power ring, if he was a dick or something like that. Now I think I remember somebody explaining it to me a number of years ago, like he kind of stole it from somebody, and it just okay. Well, that makes more sense. I didn't want to come to the conclusions. But I'm like, how did he get it in the first place? And so if it was up to me, I would have Green Lantern movies to focus mainly on like Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and other Kilowog and other famous Green Lanterns, but have the HBO Max show just talk about the Green Lantern Corps, like their origins, back on was it Planet Oa, I think, and like Green Lantern Emerald Knights. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that, but that is a number of stories that goes back from decades and thousands and hundreds of years and stuff like that. But coming to you, Larry, man, are you a fan of Finn Wittrock, or are you excited about the Green Lantern HBO Max show? Also, did you like the Ryan Reynolds movie that came out, I think, 11 years ago? And just how you feeling about all this?
Did anybody like the Ryan Reynolds movie?
I just wanted to,
Ryan Reynolds didn't even like that movie.
Hey, you like Cole Young, so I wanted to. I had to make sure. I don't want to assume.
Cole Young is the bomb.
No, he's not.
Cole Young is perfect for this generation. He's great to have basically an on-screen narrator. He's allowing us to go into that world through his eyes. But no, I did not like the Ryan Reynolds one. And to be honest with you, I'm sort of just holding my breath on this because DC will mess up every single live action movie they make or TV show. It's always just a matter of time before they muck it up. So we'll see. I did like Doom Patrol though. That was great with what's her name? What was Crazy Alice? I think her name. I thought she was Crazy Jane, right? She was probably my favorite one in there. But I don't know this guy who's gonna play him. In fact, when I first saw him, I thought he was what's his name? Andrew Rannells. Andrew Rannells, the guy from Black Monday. Mm-hmm. I thought that was him, but I was like, that dude's gonna have to put on some muscle if that's gonna be him, if he's gonna play this dude. But it's not him, so that's fine. But no, this guy does nothing for me. I mean, he may be a fine actor, but he doesn't stand out in any way, shape, or form.
I got you. Well,
and to Larry's point, that's why I think they're gonna, like you just read too, Brandon, not too long ago. I think they're gonna surround him with some more well-known lanterns, people that have a little bit more personality. Because again, from what I remember, I think he was, like you said, Brandon, he was someone that kind of stumbled upon the powers. He was kind of like a backup replacement of Hal Jordan for a little bit. I think he was like trapped in the Phantom Zone for a while, and then came out. He has a really messed up childhood, went to detention centers all the time. So he's going to have that kind of gray area Green Lantern where he's going to need some other lanterns that have that more normal story and someone that has a little bit more of a moral compass. And by the end of the season, he might come around to being that superhero that we would expect him to be. But I think, again, surrounding him with an Alan Scott, a Jessica Cruz later on, and then introducing them to set up, again, John Stewart leading his own film. It has some possibilities. And again, the first few seasons of whatever Greg Berlanti touches are all gold. Again, the first few seasons of Arrow, Flash, all that stuff was fantastic. So hopefully it gets some of that love that we got from the first season of those CW shows, plus some. So we'll see, man. I'm
it's going to be tricky.
DC, man. They're my favorite. I love them. And like Larry said, they dropped the ball a lot, but I'm hoping that this sets up the TV show, sets up the movies like what Marvel's doing. We have the GCPD show tie into Batman, and then we got the Ava DuVernay show. So I'm hoping that they have a plan. That's all I hope, that they have a plan.
Guy Gardner is supposed to be a dynamic personality. He's supposed to be larger than life. And this dude just seems like a wet blanket. I don't know, but maybe not. That's just what I see when I look at him. He does not jump off the screen to me. But
we'll see. We'll see. And people.
But he's an actor, so actors act.
Actors act. That is true. That is true. So let's go ahead and move on to topic number 4. We're going from Marvel, we're going to DC, and now we're going back to Marvel. And that brings us to topic number 4. And we got a new writer for Ironheart. And I'm real happy for this sister right here. I'm really excited, guys. And I got the report right here from Deadline. And it says Shanaka Hodge tapped as head writer of the Ironheart series from Marvel and Disney Plus. Again, guys, if you want to read the full article, there's a link to that down in the description box below. But let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Shanaka Hodge has been tapped as head writer of the Ironheart series from Marvel and Disney Plus, Deadline can confirm. Starring Dominique Thorne, Judas and the Black Messiah, the show centers on the teenage Riri Williams, a genius inventor who creates the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man. The character, created by Brian Michael Bendis and artist Michael Deodato, was first introduced into Marvel Comics in 2016. Development on the Ironheart series was first announced in December during Disney's Investor Day presentation. And like I said, guys, we have this new writer right here, Shanaka Hodge. If you look at her filmography on IMDb, she's doing something called Scenes for Mirrors, also Snowpiercer, Amazing Stories, and then a couple of other shorts. And so, Larry, I'm coming to you first, sir. Are you excited about the Ironheart series on Disney Plus, and how are you feeling about this young, beautiful Black woman that has been tapped as the writer?
I'm happy for her, but no, I'm not excited because I really don't know. I don't really know much about Ironheart, to be honest with you. In fact, I had to read it again because when I first read it, I read it wrong and I thought it said Iron Fist, and I was like, why is she redoing Iron Fist? I was like, and then I read it again. I was like, oh no, it said Ironheart. Okay, my bad. I was like, it didn't make any sense to me when I read it that way. But yeah, I mean, I hope it does well. I can tell you, the credit of Snowpiercer did nothing for me. I hated that show, and I hate the movie. I hate the show. I think it's dumb. But I hope obviously she keeps on getting writing gigs, so she must be talented. And I hope she does something spectacular with it. So
that's cool. And let me ask you this though, Larry. Have you seen Judas and the Black Messiah?
I have.
And she was how do you feel about the casting of Riri? Because I liked her in that film. She was the young chick with the afro that was about to blow Lakeith Stanfield's balls off in the car because she thought he was an informant. I mean, are you excited for her at all? The casting, are you feeling that at all?
I mean,
if you're not, it's cool. Okay.
I mean, I'm not unexcited about it. It's just it's just not inspiring to me. Like maybe she's fantastic. She'll do great in the role. Maybe after this, I'll be excited to see her in something else. But I just don't find her awe-inspiring. There are some people that when you see them, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I can't wait to see that. But this is not one of those cases. And to be honest, I know this is sort of off topic, but in that same vein of not being excited about people, I was all excited thinking, oh yeah, John David Washington would be great as T'Challa if they bring in a replacement. And then I watched Tenet last night and I was like, wait, this is a big budget movie that was supposed to be fantastic. And I didn't like him in it. And I was like, and it made me have second thoughts about whether or not he could pull off the whole T'Challa thing. But I don't know.
Elliot.
Yeah, Riri Williams is a pretty cool character. I'm from Chicago. I know she was in Chicago in the comic books, and again, like you read earlier, she's fairly new to the comic book world. But yeah, this is another kind of passing the torch type of story. We're getting that with Natalie Portman kind of portraying Thor in the next Thor film. We're seeing the continuation of Falcon taking over the mantle of Captain America. So this is yet Marvel again saying that obviously they're giving us new characters, like we mentioned with Ms. Marvel. We got She-Hulk. We got a couple other characters coming in the pipeline, but they're also trying to replace the Iron Mans of the world with Ironheart, the Captain America with Falcon. So they're still trying to give you these legacy type of characters. And I would love to see Riri Williams played by Dominique Thorne have some interactions with, Shuri, because Shuri right now in the MCU is the smartest person in the MCU. So I would love to see their technology conversations go into place, or with her being in Chicago, knowing we got from Black Panther, that kind of outreach program that they had, maybe that she knows had interactions with Shuri or so. So really looking forward to seeing this and how it ties into Armored Wars, because after what we saw with Falcon Winter Soldier, for spoiler alert, the power broker, that conversation about we now have all these different tools and resources to our fingertips. So I would imagine there's going to be a lot of arms dealers out there, and that's where Riri Williams might come into the mix with Rhodey, trying to get all these technologies back in the fold. And she comes across a Iron Man suit and kind of takes on that mantle again of the suit builder per se, and maybe being one of the head honchos in the Young Avengers in the future type of thing, because we already got Kate Bishop, we got Miss Marvel, we have the twins from WandaVision, and this is yet another Young Avengers type of a character. So this is Marvel setting up the future, having these characters now, but this will be the next phase of the Avengers, these younger Avengers. And Dominique Thorne, very small role in Judas and the Black Messiah, but a very impactful role. So she has that type of charisma, because she really stood out to me in that incredible cast. So it is kind of, I know she's 15 years old in the comics. I don't know if they're going to age her up a little bit to maybe be like 18, maybe even 19. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it and seeing what this character has to offer to the MCU.
Wrong. More Pockets, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. One Take Big Dog, coming to you, man. How you feeling about all this, man?
I'm feeling like you should have let Elliot go last and just let me go after Larry, because I don't feel like I got a lot to say after Elliot. But I'm kind of in the realm of Larry though. Like I don't. This Anita just hasn't necessarily moved for me. One, because I'm unfamiliar with the character. There's nothing that I have to like latch on to. I mean, I'm happy for him. It's gonna be. It seems like it's something. I mean, the comic images that you're showing, like, it seems like it's cool. She's from Chicago, so it's like there's a lot of things I think I can look forward to. But as of right now, I really have nothing to like latch on to and like give me like great, other than the fact that it's an MCU property with a black lead character.
Hey man, it's all good. Because look, I don't know much about the character either, and y'all know I love Marvel. It's a new character. The character just came out in 2016, so it's not like she's been around for a minute. I'm just happy because look, I like Dominique Thorne performance, and she looks pretty right there. So that's cool too. I like the performance in If Bill Street Could Talk. I'm happy about this just because little black girls will have something to look up to. That's cool right there. And I mean, I'm just happy for black people winning, black people getting work. Black people on the big screen. So that and then again, this just looks badass. So. And I like Iron Man. So just from them simple things right there, I'm on board with it. I'm happy. Looks like everybody in.
I hope it's dope.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I got hope in it. I think that we're gonna actually probably see her first in probably Armored Wars, and then lead into her show. And who knows if they'll do the same thing what they did with the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And as that show wraps up, we'll get the announcement, not necessarily Iron Man 4, but there may be some type of announcement of like an Iron Man continuation movie with Rhodey, with her, Pepper Potts, Happy maybe, or maybe even some other characters, because we know Morgan Stark, his daughter, is maybe someone that can still kind of play in that realm. So this can mean big things for Dominique Thorne, not only getting her own show, but maybe leading a movie in a couple years.
Right on. So, I'm cool with it. And I have high hopes for it as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's go, guys. We are doing well, and I don't want to keep you guys here forever. I know everyone has things to do, but let's go ahead and move on to the fifth topic. Only got two topics left. And that is Kong is a baby daddy. Or I couldn't help myself. But the fifth topic of the day, it looks like we may be getting a Son of Kong movie. And I have the report right here from Screen Rant. It says what a Son of Kong movie would mean for Kong and the Monsterverse. And again, guys, if you want to read the full article, there is a link to that down in the description box below. But the first thing I'm coming up with, just a few weeks after Godzilla vs. Kong became the biggest box office hit of the pandemic, and a success on HBO Max, it was reported that Legendary is looking at extending the MonsterVerse with more movies. One particular project that's supposedly being considered is Son of Kong. According to reports, Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard is in early talks to helm the film. If it's true that a Son of Kong movie is happening, this would say a great deal about what's to come next for Kong and how the MonsterVerse will build off the fourth installment. And so I'll go ahead and grab this first. I'm enthused with this. Like when I first heard, I was like, a Son of Kong movie. Like, I don't want to see no Son of Kong. I want to see Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla or something. Like, why are we going backwards? But at the same time, I'm happy about it because I just want to, in this MonsterVerse, and it's actually a MonsterVerse, I want to see as many stories as possible. You know, everything doesn't have to be as big as the Avengers or something like that. So if they just want to slow down and give us a Kong versus a Son of Kong movie, you know, I'm really, really happy about that. Well, I don't want to say really happy, but I can deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So One Take, coming to you next. How are you feeling about this? Are you interested at all with the Son of Kong movie? How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Hey, man, I don't know how they're gonna
That
do this.
poster though.
I don't know what to even expect. Like how Kong even get a son. I'm not gonna lie to you. Personally, I wish they would run the Kong versus Godzilla back. Cause my boy Kong need a rematch. I don't like how they did him. I kind of felt like he was cheated out of his dub. The movie felt like it was about him, and then they still gave the dub to Godzilla in the end. I don't appreciate that. And so, some kind of way out of nowhere, he's able to produce a song. I could have swore Kong was a dude. So him being able to produce a son out of nowhere, I don't know. Maybe he gonna find some more little apes down there, and they gonna, get it on at the beginning of the movie. But then he be spent raising his son, and I kind of feel like it's gonna go all the way into he's teaching his kid sign language, and then the kid's gonna get lost, and then you're gonna have to back. I can see the image right now of Kid Kong like under a tree somewhere crying because he just got damaged and he's separated from his father. Like that's what I see when I think of Son of Kong. Like granted, there are so many like monsters you can probably like bring in like the Hollow Earth that you can have his like son face or something, but I don't know. It just don't seem like the right progression to go after where we just left off with Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, I feel you, Larry. I'm coming to you, man. How you feeling about the Son of Kong stuff? I think Zilla Trips was like, where's the mom? Oh, real quick, Larry. If you read the article, it was talking about how they may find another woman Kong like in the Hollow Earth somewhere, and they get it on or something like that. And so everybody like
maybe Kong's a seahorse. Maybe the seahorse or something.
Go ahead, Larry.
I don't. The only way that I want to see a Son of Kong is if they have a whole bunch of Kongs that come up out of that hollow area, and then they somehow end up getting that serum that they got in Planet of the Apes so that they become super smart. And then you have this vast army of giant gorillas, these giant apes that are all brilliant with huge minds. So they're just 10 times or 100 times smarter than every other being on the planet and just take over the world. That's the only way I want to see Son of a Kong. Otherwise, it's just son of a bitch. I don't want to see it.
You're funny, man. You're funny.
But could you imagine a Planet of the Apes and King Kong mashup? That would be dope.
That'd be crazy.
Elliot, man.
Yeah, man.
How can they pull this off, man? What a mama coming from? You know what I'm saying?
Let me, I guess,
who,
let me put on my theory cap, I guess. So in this world, this Kong has yet to be called King Kong. So he's just Kong still. So I don't know if in the Hollow Earth, if he comes around to finding his people, maybe his dad, maybe. And that kind of, he is the son of Kong, King Kong, potentially, who was in Hollow Earth or whatever the case would be. So that's one thing I'm thinking about potentially. The second half of that is we know that they They made Mecha Godzilla. They're experimenting with Ghidorah and all that stuff. So maybe there's someone that got some Kong blood, and they're making their own king or making their own Kong. And Kong's gonna have to take this. They're gonna fight maybe potentially and take in this young breed, this half created half Kong child of his, or whatever the case may be. So that's literally the only things I could think of in regards to Son of Kong. But like I said, we have yet to be hearing the title of him being an actual king. So I'm thinking more of his dad is out there somewhere. He's on a search to find his actual mom and dad potentially. Because again, if we're going off of Song of Kong, it took him from the 60s to 2000s to grow to the level that he is. So I mean, we're gonna be looking at a little baby Kong running around on film. So I'm thinking that he's the son of the actual King Kong, and we're gonna meet his dad potentially. Or again, the whole
here's the thing they could do. How about they do Jurassic Kong? And they bring in the Fast and Furious people where they're supposed to have that crossover.
There you go.
And they bring in and build him a giant truck that he could bring in a giant cyber truck, a giant Tesla super cyber truck that Kong can fit in. Right. So now we have Fast Furious
G.I. Joe,
Jurassic Kong.
Launches. Yeah, G.I. Joe, throw them in the mix too.
Yes,
they're getting out of control.
And maybe Kong
and the Care Bears.
Yeah, maybe Kong is a double agent for Cobra. He's a triple agent for Cobra and Hydra. Yep. I'm just saying we can mix it all up, man.
I'm cool with it, man.
Some movies don't need to be made, man.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Y'all are funny, man. Y'all are funny. Well, guys, let me go ahead and move on to the final topic of the day, man. The one that most people are probably excited about and sad about too. But yeah, this is the final topic of the day. Looks like we have an update for Black Panther 2. Lupita Nyong'o had a sit down with Yahoo Entertainment, and they got the exclusive interview. She has an upcoming show called Super Sema, which is shining some light on African girls, some things that she didn't have, that wasn't part of her life growing up, that she wasn't able to witness. But she talked about
Mexican.
She is Mexican. She was born in Mexico. What are you trying to say?
Well, yeah, go ahead.
No. Yeah, she was born in Mexico, so she is Mexican. But if the article reads it like she was raised in Kenya, but she didn't have. Let me just go. Oh, I thought I had that down. Let me go ahead and bring up the article right here. Lupita Nyong'o was born in Mexico, raised in Kenya, and then attended college in the United States. So at her age, she knows the value of globe-spanning entertainment. What I didn't grow up with was entertainment that was reflected myself or my community or my continent. That's what she tells Yahoo. So this Super Sema show is like this African girl right here. You know, she's just happy that African girls or Black girls across the world are going to have some type of representation, to look up to. But the main thing that this is focusing on is how she feels about Black Panther and how that's been handled by Ryan Coogler. And she says that Nyong'o will soon return to Wakanda, actually Atlanta, to begin production on Black Panther 2, which is once again being directed by Ryan Coogler, but it will be the heaviest of hearts, having lost Chadwick Boseman, who played Marvel's African King T'Challa and died last August of colon cancer. And just real quick, are you excited about going back? Excitement isn't the word. I feel like I'm in a very pensive and meditative state when it comes to Black Panther 2. His passing is still extremely raw for me, Nyong'o says before her voice starts to crack. And I can't even begin to imagine what it would be like to step on set and not have him there. But at the same time, we have a leader in Ryan who feels very much like we do, who feels the loss in a very, very real way as well. And his idea, the way in which he reshaped the second movie, is so respectful of the loss we've all experienced and a cast as the world, excuse me. So it feels spiritually and emotionally correct to do this. And hopefully what I do look forward to is getting back together and honoring what he started with us and holding his light through it, because he left us a lot of light that is. And I have my feelings on this, and I'll be happy to give them. But Larry, I'm coming to you first. We've talked about recast T'Challa before and whether they should or not, and just how the production of Black Panther should proceed. How are you feeling about her comments with her saying that the way Ryan Coogler is handling it feels spiritually and emotionally correct?
Yeah, I want to know what she means by that, because she said it was very respectful for their loss, and I'm like, damn, that sounds like they're not gonna put him in the movie. They're not gonna put T'Challa in the movie, and I'm thinking this just frustrates me to no end, right? Because I'm like, look, I understand that Chadwick died. We all loved him as an actor. He was fantastic, but this is show business, and show business is a business, I mean, did Apple stop making phones because Steve Jobs died? I mean, you keep on pushing forward. You keep on delivering the product because that is what you do. It is a business. And if they don't recast him, if they don't move forward with this, it's going to be a horrific lose a lot of fans. And I think the Black Panther, franchise, or part of the franchise, it's gonna dwindle. I think that I don't completely die, but I don't think people are gonna be as enthusiastic for it if they kill off T'Challa, because so many stories within the whole Wakanda world is dependent upon T'Challa.
Correct. I agree.
The only thing other that they could do is just bring forward Killmonger to his rightful place, but they're not gonna do that. So.
You was doing so well, man.
I knew it was coming.
You knew it had to come. But I mean, honestly, I get why they're feeling the way they feel. They all work together. I can imagine if you work with someone, and these projects are not something where somebody writes it and then just say, okay, we're going to cast you, and then 3 months later the movie's done. I mean, these projects take years. I mean, they take years and years and years where people writing scripts and rewriting scripts and going through pitch meetings and finding financing and going through all the table reads and everything else that goes along with it before you even finally hit the set. And then you have all the other stuff, all the people traveling together, promoting the movie and all the Comic-Con crap they do and all the talk shows that people do together. And I mean, I get it. There's a lot of stuff that you do with these people. You get very, very close to them. I understand why everybody's in their feelings, but as it is with anybody else, when someone passes away, you have to keep living your life.
Right.
It sounds cold-blooded, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Let me grab this. We want the representation, period. I agree, Lizzie Latrice. And let me grab this real quick.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay.
Wakanda Forever, $10 super chat. I wanted them to recast King T'Challa, but I'm glad they will honor Chadwick Boseman. In a few years, they can bring back Black Panther in the MCU. I'm excited for the Ryan Coogler Disney Plus series. Thank you so much.
Here's the thing. By the time,
hold on. Thank you so much, Wakanda Forever. I really do appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, by the time they bring back Black Panther 2, it will have been a few years. It's already been a few years. We're talking about 2021 right now. The movie came out, 2018, 2019? Mm-hmm. It's already been a couple years. It's not the next one's not supposed to come out until 2022, and that's assuming that it comes out on time. I mean, it will have been a number of years by the time we get the new Black Panther. So, I mean, there's no reason not to cast him.
One take?
Yeah, I'm still. This is like so tricky because, but what she's saying, like they're gonna honor him. That doesn't really give you any indication as to what's actually going on. Like we kind of still like left in the loop, and we won't know until like the movie actually comes out what they decided to do with his character in the movie. Which is like, I think a lot of us, most of us on this panel pretty much are like, we don't want you to kill this character off screen and then like have it put in the movie. Like we don't feel like that's doing the character justice. Like we like basically recast. My whole thing, my stand on it has been the same. I always felt like, hey, push the movie back, do the series, introduce him in the series, and then make the movie. Because
I like
like
that. Yeah.
I have a lot of, I mean, I have a ton and tons of faith in Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler has delivered me a movie I didn't like. It's just this is a very different situation. And so us not knowing and if they're just like standing on that whole set, they're like, hey, they're not recasting T'Challa. I don't think the results are going to be good once we actually see the final product. It's as much as I love Ryan Coogler.
I agree, my brother. Elliot.
Yeah, man, this is Larry and One Take said it well, man. I mean, this is a tough situation. I mean, to know that this film is coming out in a year and 2 months from now, like One Take, I don't think that's possible. To know that they restructured the whole film, they rewrote the whole film, and as she just said, spiritually, kind of having his influence in the film. I think it's just better for them to delay it, have the show first. I don't know if they'll reintroduce him on a TV platform, just because I think they do want to save some things for the big screen, some characters for the big screen, and introducing a new T'Challa would be more of a big screen type of event versus a TV type of event, but who knows? But in regards to her comments, when she said spiritually, the only thing I thought of is I would hate for them to do this, but I think they're going to, if they do kill the character off, they're going to have him be like the new Black Panther god. And spiritually speaking, he's going to be, I think it's the Black Panther guy is Basque, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. I think they might do something to honor him, that he is like the god of the Black Panthers, to still have his influence on other Black Panthers to come ahead and the mantle and being on the ancestral plane of some sort. So when she said that was the only thing that kind of came to mind, because I really don't know what else they're going to do besides the whole, I guess the synopsis that's out there now floating on the internet is that they're going to, especially with the shows, they want to explore other aspects of Wakanda. So if I were to assume a Black Panther 2, Shuri, Okoye, Nakia, and the Dora Milaje doing some side missions maybe outside of Wakanda, and then a Black Panther 3 brings it back to Wakanda because they're under attack by Doom or Namor, whatever the case may be. So I'm thinking that Black Panther 2 is going to be more of a global film of them going outside of Wakanda, which would be crazy, but I think that's where they're going to be headed. And I wouldn't be surprised if those rewrites that Ryan is doing now involve Sam Raimi, involves Spider-Man 3, involves Loki. They might do some things that Wakanda was interfered by the multiverse, because with the blimp and everything that happened in Endgame, we got to remember that for 5 years, there was no king. There was no T'Challa on Wakanda. So what was going on in Wakanda for 5 years? So I think that they might put Wakanda off for a series, and Black Panther 2 is going to be outside of Wakanda for a film, again, whatever that storyline looks like. So I Nate Moore, Kevin Feige, Ryan Reynolds, and the cast and crew is not an easy task. And if I'm Disney right now, who am I more okay with not being okay with the result? Am I okay with the recast? Having not to recast the character, and how that audience is going to be? Are they going to come to see the film? Are they going to go watch the show? Or do I want to, make the people that are okay with T'Challa not being recast? So I think right now they're picking, whatever one makes more financial sense, they're going to go that route. But we'll see, man. This is a tough call. It's a tough call for sure.
Now think about this. Hold
on. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
I'm gonna get my 2 cents real quick, too, because I have an idea of how it can work. So, and you, I thought you were gonna allude to it, but we don't know what happened in that 5 years, and I feel that what she's saying feels spiritually and emotionally correct, how they can pay respect. I think it can work a way that everybody loves it. During that 5 years, T'Challa was blip. He was gone. So what if the Black Panther 2 movie takes place during those 5 years? It picks up right after the blip or whatever. And all of Wakanda is like, damn, we just lost our king. He was snapped away by Thanos. And so in the movie, they're going to pay tribute to their king, because they actually lost their king in the story, in the MCU, but also in real life. So it kind of like has double meaning. You're paying respect to him in the movie, because you actually did lose him in the movie, and you lost him in real life. And so that would fit to me. That would make perfect sense. And it also gives them time to develop the Wakanda show or shows, and also recast. I think that's seamless. But how you feel
to
about
that point, I would actually say a series. I would actually probably want to explore that more in a series, more so than the movie. But that is a good idea. If just that concept alone to me sounds interesting. But I think that would be more of a really interesting TV show to explore the Wakanda during the blip. But that's a
But
good
the
idea.
whole thing with that though, Shuri was actually blipped away as well though.
Right.
So
Was she?
Yeah, she was.
Shuri was
Mhm.
blipped away during the blip as well.
Well, that's cool. They can. I mean, hey, I think it would still work. But Larry, go ahead. You was gonna say something as well.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, I think that would be a great way to end the series and lead into the Black Panther 2, if they could do it, is to basically have, at the very end of the series, have T'Challa come back from wherever he's gone. Maybe he was gone in the multiverse, or he's gone in the, because of the blip or whatever, but he comes back and all we see is him from the back, and somebody say, maybe you see the Dora Milaje, all of a sudden, all you see them is take a knee. Or snap to attention or something. You see him come in on the screen, and then you see his Black Panther, helmet just sort of come down, and we see hair, but we don't actually get to see who it is because it's from the back, and we don't get the reveal of who it is until the movie, because then we get to see T'Challa's back, but we don't know who he is. We don't know which, as the actor, we don't know who it is. We just know that he's back. And that gives them time to recast. It gets to bring him back into the world.
You don't have to show his face. He could be in a suit.
Do y'all think they could have possibly? I mean, Marvel keeps a lot of things under wraps. Do you think they could have possibly already casted a T'Challa?
I think it's
they
possible.
might have.
I hope so. I hope so. And I think that if they do end up recasting, they can easily explain in the story of why he looks different, because we do have the multiverse and thing. I mean, like when we look at the Loki trailers, we see the timelines converging and mountain, like it's falling apart, like worlds are folding on top of worlds. It's kind of like the Matrix Reloaded to Revolutions or whatever. The Oracle, she looked different or whatever, and you can explain it that way. So hopefully.
Do you guys remember who was in the running for Black Panther back before they casted Chadwick in 2014 with Civil War? Do you guys remember any of the names that were circulating during that time?
Yeah. Do you?
No, because again, I was just thinking, because I know Loki was initially he tried out for Thor, but obviously he became Loki, and I believe Wyatt Russell auditioned to play Captain America, so they brought him back into the fold. So Marvel has this thing where they like to bring in people that they may have never casted in the initial roles to bring them back in the forefront. So I wonder who were those actors that were final 3, top 5 casting choices. They might reach out to that person that didn't get that opportunity.
Right on.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, I'll tell you.
Jonathan Soul, 49 super chat. Hollywood establishment does not want to recast T'Challa because it was a stronger positive black male image than they anticipated. Jonathan Soul, if I had to put on my tinfoil feet right now, I wouldn't say he was wrong, but at the same time,
I don't even think you need to put on your tinfoil hat for that one. I think it could just be the case.
Yeah, it's not impossible, man.
I'll play devil's advocate to that comment, because it made so much money. Why would Hollywood, regardless of the political racism and all the stuff that goes on in Hollywood, that would be kind of silly to not to disrespect Chadwick Boseman, but going back to Larry saying the money's there. Why would you not take the opportunity to recast this character that brought so much to the box office?
That is true. It is true. However, the U.S. Bank did come out with a report saying that the U.S. has wasted like $16 trillion on racism, on white supremacists to uphold it. The crazy thing about it is that's close to the amount that's owed to us, the debt that is owed to Black Americans. So you have a good point, Elliot, but at the same time, the system of white supremacy will blow their own foot off to make sure that they stay above the economic ladder above us.
True. That's true.
I don't know, man. It's an ugly situation. I mean, it's hard to decide what to do, because you can't please everybody. Hopefully, I just want them to take their time, man. If they came out tomorrow and was like, look, we still don't know what to do, we're gonna holler at y'all in a year, I wouldn't trip, because you got so many other properties. I would not trip. I would be like, take your time, get it right. So
here's the thing about recasting, I think, is that you just do it. And then there are some people that will never accept someone being a character being recast. And there are other people that are open and willing and want to see it and will accept anybody. And then there's those that are just like, okay, this person has to be good. And I think you just have to just put somebody in there and just do it. I mean, we see this all the time with like every 10 years or 12 years or something, we get a new James Bond. It was probably more than that, but we keep, I mean, just in my lifetime, we've had 4 different Bonds, something like that, 5 different Bonds. We see it all the time. Different Batmans, you see different Jokers, and you just have to do it. And then people accept it.
Yeah,
I'll say this too, to that point, with obviously hashtag recast T'Challa. To be honest, in Hollywood, again, how influential Chadwick Boseman was. If I'm a young upcoming actor, yes, that's a great opportunity, but that's a lot. Those are big shoes to fill. So I wonder if there's some actors out there that are just maybe scared to even take on that role, and just that just the level of criticism comparing him to Chadwick Boseman, not living up to that legacy. It's easy to say to recast it, but if I'm a young upcoming actor, that can be a role that can either make or break their career. So it's a tough call to make.
And that's exactly the actor you don't want in that role.
Right.
You want that actor that's confident, that says, yes, I can handle this. That's the dude you want in that role.
Good point. And I'm so ready to shut all of that noise down. If anybody tries to compare them, that's just
it's coming though. It's gonna come.
I got the block button ready. I'm not gonna have it. That's just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You're gonna compare. I think he was better. Shut up. I don't want to hear your opinion on that, man. It's like you're
but Brandon, I feel you, but it's a little unfair because we do it all the time. We just did it last night on your show when we were comparing Mortal Kombat dudes from the second one to the third. So it's not.
It's different because nobody died. This has to do with a death.
But nobody died. They compare the Supermans, all Henry Cavill to Christopher Reeves and all that all the time.
They may not be comparing the people themselves. They're comparing the characters. Who did the character better?
Right.
And those comparisons are going to be made regardless.
Well, they're not going to be made here. But, you're right. But I don't mean to sound snappy, but I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't do that because the guy died. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody. No, and Christopher Reeve, he passed in the 70s. Well, I don't remember exactly when he passed.
I think he passed like the 90s. Yeah.
So but he wasn't even in the role anymore. I mean, this guy is at the very beginning of his career. I think that would just be so insensitive to try to do that. Yeah, we're gonna have our trolls, and we got stupid people making death threats. All that stuff. But we was talking about the Wyatt Russell. Mm-hmm. We gotta purge that toxicity offline. You know what I'm saying? And let me grab. I almost forgot to grab this. Let me.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. Okay, I'll tell you.
Oh, Cam's Truth and Wisdom 499 super chat. Hold up, but y'all are forgetting. T'Challa came back, reappeared in Endgame. Yes, but I don't understand the reference.
I think they were saying.
We were saying he can come back and like Larry was saying, he take off like the helmet and like just show the back of him. He's saying that he already came back and we saw him in Endgame.
Gotcha.
And I just want to point out to some people in the comment section saying that the Black Panther mantle lives or M'Baku can be Black Panther. It's not about Black Panther. It's about T'Challa.
Like the
stories that go on are about things that T'Challa does specifically. It's not just about the Black Panther or the mantle of Black Panther. And to Elliot's point, I don't really want to see T'Challa. I don't want to see T'Challa's Black Panther become the next Basque or whatever, because I think when someone becomes a god, they have to be really pure and good, and not that and T'Challa was desperately flawed in a lot of the comics. He was constantly making bad decisions. He made good ones too, but he was constantly making bad decisions. And people often overlook the fact that of Wakanda, because we always look at it as this utopia. Wakanda was in constant conflict. There was always somebody trying to take over Wakanda from either the inside or the out, or from out. It was in constant conflict, and there were times where T'Challa was off fighting with the Avengers and had to come back home to defend his kingdom.
Yes!
This dude right here is rich.
I
Truth and Wisdom,
like it.
499. I like this son in the movie Fences as the next Black Panther. Hey, I mean, you know, I just want them to recast. And thank you so much for the super chat. And I'll just go ahead and say this too, kind of hopping off Larry. As far as, and I almost lost my train of thought. Damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, the mantle. Yes, the T'Challa. We want to see that story. And like I remember somebody shared a Shadow and Act article about them covering this. There was a young lady. It was about Eman and his petition, and her comment was just like, the people that made this petition just don't want to see a black girl Shuri become Black Panther. Period! Exclamation point. And it's like that is just so ridiculous. Like I just want to go ahead and clearly say this to just shut out the noise. Do I want to see Shuri take on the mantle of Black Panther? Yes. Will I be disappointed if she won't take on the role of Black Panther? Yes. However, I want both. I want as many stories with T'Challa doing Black Panther and Shuri and M'Baku and whoever. And so I don't want to hear any fake crap talking about we don't want to see women in a superior role, anything like that. That's ridiculous. I'm shutting that down right here. And so that's all.
You can have more than one Black Panther at a time.
There you go.
We've seen it. We had it in Civil War. We had it in Black Panther. I mean, there's just, I mean, we had to, I mean, King T'Chaka and T'Challa were both Black Panthers at the same time. They both had the herb in them, you know?
I was gonna say, just going back to that whole pushing it back, I'm still confused on why they haven't pushed it back other than meeting a deadline. Because when James Gunn was fired for Disney for 8 months and they came back, they delayed that film almost 2 years for the director being fired and rehired. I don't know why they can't push this film back a year or two for a big death. Like I'm still confused on why they have to hit this deadline. I know Marvel has their stories that they want to follow and everything connects to this, but I'm still so confused on why they just can't push this back a year.
I agree, man.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside.
Wakanda Never, $3 super sticker. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I mean that's all. Go ahead, Larry.
I was gonna say someone in the comment section said that they thought that Damson Idris would be good in this role, and I do think that if they do recast, and I hope they do, I hope they pick someone young. I think it should be someone young like him, because we do want someone that can grow with this role. I mean, when you look at the time frames of these movies, of the movies that come out, I mean, look when what's his name, dude from Iron Man, you know, Robert, I mean, we're talking about what, like a 17-year stretch or something like that. I mean, you need somebody that's gonna be young, so that as the time progresses, they don't, you know, around you look like, oh damn, the dude's 62 years old. I mean, that's part of the issue that you have with Wolverine. The dude's not supposed to age, except he's aging because that's what humans do. But he's been in there for a while, so they got their money out of him. But you need to start young. You can't go with somebody who's already, you know, 39, 40 years old, and then you think you're going to have him for 20 years. It's not going to work. You need to find some young cat that's going to be like 26, 27, and that can grow with the role.
Right on. Well, I got a little surprise I'm gonna ask y'all about. Any other comments about this before I move on and close everything out?
One thing I'll say, if they do keep that release date, we will be finding out what they're going to do, and probably in the coming months, because this is going to be a year that it'll come out. So I would imagine subtitle, if it is recast, in the synopsis. So we'll be learning what they're going to be doing in the coming months.
Right on. Well, that does include that topic. And before I close everything out and we say our goodbyes, I just have a question for all of y'all. I want an answer from everybody in the chat. Oh, damn, I got some super chats. Hold on.
There you go.
Let me get the super chats first.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside.
Who's going to be the new Storm?
Shaquay J for $5. Recast T'Challa. I need that Black Panther and Storm love story. That's a good. I do too. And it got the rich millionaire coming through as well.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Ocam's Truth and Wisdom 499. Bass was a real thing. Do the research. She was a real African god of the cats, felines. And what if T'Chaka came back via the multiverse? I'm not tripping. That sounds good to me. Now, on this last thing, real quick, I didn't tell nobody. Now, I'm pretty sure that everybody on this panel and everybody in the chat knows who Wendy Williams is, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, that's cool. Everybody in the chat, hit one real quick. If you know who Wendy Williams is, just hit the one. Hit the one real quick. Just hit the one. I got something for y'all. I still see some hashtag with T'Challa's. Yes. Okay. There's only one person know who Wendy Williams is. And okay,
there we go. They're coming through.
Now, all right. Does everybody know who Jocelyn Hernandez is? She was on one of them reality shows.
Yeah, Love and Hip Hop, I think.
Yeah, Love and Hip Hop. Okay. Yeah. So did y'all recently see the Jocelyn Hernandez versus Wendy Williams thing where she appeared on her show and it was kind of going back and forth? And Jocelyn was talking about give me flowers and all this stuff. It was quite
give her what?
So Jocelyn Hernandez appeared on Wendy Williams' show recently, right? And they was I mean, Wendy Williams getting to it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? They was having a back and forth. You know, she's messy, blah 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 blah. And so if you just go to YouTube real quick, hey, hold on. Let me grab this real quick. Hold on.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Okay, Islamic Way Live $5. Can't wait. Islamic Way Live or Live $5. Can't you have different black actors play T'Challa like James Bond franchise? Yes. Yeah. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. So Zia Latrice said that she saw snippets. Jaren 215. You know, he putting his head on his head like, oh man. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing this up because I want y'all to enjoy this. The reason why I'm bringing this up, I want y'all to go check out the clip. But as y'all know, 2 weeks ago, I had my homie, my girl, Elia Cantu, came on the show briefly, right? And I did pub her stuff just a little bit. The reason why I'm bringing her up now is the lady is like, she's an angel sent down from heaven. I mean, you like one of the most funniest people in the whole wide world that I know right now. And it's such a blessing that she's like a part of my life and a part of the crew right now. She does impressions, and sketch comedy. What she did is she dedicated a ton of her talent and hours and made a parody skit of the Jocelyn Hernandez versus Wendy Williams. Guys, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Okay, so if you go to her channel right now, she has 2 videos up right here called Wendy Williams versus Jocelyn Hernandez. Okay, so after you watch this stream today, please just go over to her channel, okay, and click on these 2 videos. One is 4 minutes, one is 3 minutes and 16 seconds. That's under 10 minutes, guys. I promise you will not regret it. You will be laughing your freaking ass off. So she's a part of the crew. Nice. Please go over there. I mean, you know, she's a great actress in Hollywood. I mean, she goes all out with these skits and stuff like that. So y'all go show her some love and check out those 2 videos. If you don't want to laugh, don't watch them. But if you want to laugh, you can watch them. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out there real quick. Shout out to Miss Elia Cantu. So guys, that will conclude number 14 of the Movie News Roundup show. I do appreciate it. And again, we will be back next week, same time. And Larry, what are your final words and what do you have going on your channel, sir?
Yeah, man, I watched a couple of movies last night. I finally got through Spider-Man Far Away From Home. It took me forever. I know. I want to take and start laughing because I said, man, I've been trying to get through that movie for like a year. I finally watched it all. And I'll be honest with you, it was really good. I thought the first part of the movie was dumb, but the rest of the movie, the second half of the movie was really, really good, and I enjoyed it. And I also watched Tenet, and I was really upset once I watched it. I was like, I can't believe that what's his name was trying to get everybody into the theaters in the dead middle of a pandemic to watch that hot piece of mess. I was like, that movie was unwatchable. It was
unwatchable. Man, come on, man. Come on.
That movie was so serious.
And anyway,
it was terrible. That movie was so bad it made me question whether or not to see David Washington as Black Panther because I thought that movie was so bad. And maybe he was just poorly directed.
Okay.
I have to say, for those of you who haven't seen it, It is on HBO Max. It came out, I think, yesterday or Friday, and so you can watch it on there now. And that's what I did last night. I watched it, and it was a mess. And yeah. Other than that, man, I'm just gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep on doing my stuff this week. I put out a couple of other videos on. There is a YouTube channel called Maverick Movies, where you can watch all kinds of black movies on there for free. So it's right there, the one where I said Black Movies Matter. So I knew I was gonna get hate, so I just went all in with my thumbnail, because every time I put out a video where black folks can go watch movies about ourselves, people get in there with all their Trump 2020 crap and drop all kinds of hateful messages. So I was like, I'm just going all in. So, but check that video out. That one's pretty cool. Other than that, man, I'm just going to keep on doing my thing. I'm going to encourage everybody to wear masks and keep on masking up. Get vaccinated if you haven't already. It is available to everybody nationwide now. If you are 16 years or older, you can get vaccinated. So go do that.
Right on. OneTakeBigDog, what are your final words, and what do you have going on your channel, sir?
Man, appreciate life, cherish the people around you, dreams. But I've recently just uploaded my review to The Mitchells versus the Machines, which is an animated film that dropped on Netflix. And I'm gonna let y'all watch the review, but I'm gonna let y'all know I like it a lot. Like, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Netflix. Not only that, I'm still catching up on Snowfall, so be looking out for that season 3 and season 4 review coming this week.
Already, thank you, my brother. And definitely last but not least, I can't even talk. Definitely not last, but definitely not last. Elliot, what are your final words, sir?
Last, but definitely not least.
Last but not least.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I butchered that. That was horrible. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean no disrespect with your outro.
You're good, man.
Elliot, last but not least. Anyway, what are your final words, and what do you have going on in your channel?
Look, man, I always have a blast coming on, man, talking with you guys, Larry and Big Dog, and of course Brandon. Thank you guys for having me on, and the chat's always awesome. So yeah, man, as far as like content this week, in the next hour or so, I'm a big crime thriller guy, so I got my review for the 3rd episode of Mayor of Easttown. We got a couple movies and other shows that I'll be talking about later this week. Potentially Raft of Men, the new Jason Statham film. There's a couple other Netflix stuff, Jupiter Legacy to look forward to, and then a couple other things that I might be dropping on the channel. So new movies, new shows. I'm always talking about it, so check me out.
Right on.
Nice.
Well, thank you very much, my brother. I do appreciate it. And then myself, what do I have going on?
Hey, Brandon, can I ask you that Jupiter? You said you were going to review that.
Yes, I was just about to talk about that.
Oh, my bad.
Your the connection is okay. What I have going on my channel, I'm gonna be reviewing Wrath of Man this week. Also Jupiter's Legacy is dropping on Friday. I'm gonna be reviewing that as well. Other than that, there's another movie I really can't think of, but also I have my review for Without Remorse. If you guys want to go check that out as well, that is up on the channel. And also, guys, if you like anything that anyone had to say here today, you can follow everybody on social media. Our handles are up on the screen. Everyone's respective links is down in the description box below. And like always, you can go to the channel, my channel tab on my page, and you have the whole crew right there. So just subscribe to everybody here. Let's get those numbers up and all that good stuff. And again, please, like if you don't want to laugh, don't go check it out. But if you do want to laugh, please check out these 2 videos right here from Miss Elia Cantu. What's up, Larry?
Can we just all give Brand, put that back up there on the screen, the one you just had up there with all of our chat? Can we just give Brandon a shout out for hitting his 30K?
Oh,
you know, you see that number changed over?
Yeah,
number changed over.
Thank you, man. I do appreciate that. Well, guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. Give me that thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And guys, before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery. That's Larry, that's Elliot, and OneTakeBigDog, and that is Just Our Opinion. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.